Okay, so what exactly happened just now?
Okay, so I was DJing, and long story short, I've had like 40 support emails with this DJ company because my deck, like the speakers popped, and this was like a common issue on Reddit and stuff. And I finally got my new deck sent to me, and you would think that they'd do some quality control, right? Because this thing's $1,000 freaking dollars. But the headphone jack's all busted. They said they sent me a new one. It feels used as fuck. And I'm just kind of triggered.
Oi.
And then the reason the DJ mix got ruined was because like I'm mixing live and realize all these issues. So then I like email them while I'm DJing. I'm like 30 minutes into the mix, triggered. And then I just end up flopping and like, I don't know. It was just...
How can you write an email while DJing? Don't you have to touch knobs and pretend that you are on fire and stuff?
Well, that's what I usually do when I'm locked the fuck in, but like...
What even was broken? I didn't
understand as well.
What's broken?
Because well, first off, the knobs just don't feel new. Like, I made a video on the deck originally when I first got the brand new one, and that shit was like pristine quality, okay? And then I get this new one, the knobs feel like loose. You know what I mean? Like, they're just fucking... It just doesn't feel new.
I'm still lost. The knobs of what?
The DJ deck, like the filter knob and the volume knob.
The whole deck.
Used.
The whole deck you sent back and got a new deck.
Yeah, because they were just supposed to replace the speaker. Like I literally customized my deck that I sent in. I had stickers, I had fucking everything on it. And they were like, "Yeah, we don't have any spare speakers. We're gonna send you a new one." They literally said we're gonna send you a new one.
The deck part of a DJ deck is the whole thing.
Basically,
the DJ thing is called a deck.
Yeah.
Right, I thought it was like a part of DJ setup.
No, this one is like
then there was a
full
speaker.
Setup. Yeah, it's a full setup speaker.
Right.
It's a very new DJ deck. Like it's wireless, so you don't have to plug it into a computer or anything. It has a screen, speakers, like has the full setup, so you can just DJ anywhere. That's why I bought it. But yeah, the fucking headphone jack, like you plug a headphone inside of the jack and it's twisted when you plug it in. So they did zero quality control when they sent this to me. And I'm over it. I'm over it. And my warranty's done.
Out the brand?
Numark. I mean, I like the deck. It's a good deck, but like y'all just like these it's not even just Numark, okay? It's all the industry in general of music production. Like these companies don't even care about the products they ship out anymore. They're all just owned.
I think we should have cameras for this because my facial expressions would probably be very entertaining.
I have no idea about DJ hardware.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I'm just making beats and plugins.
We're not DJs, man. This is not a podcast about DJing. This is a podcast about music production.
No, now it's about DJing because that's what we are talking about now, and we are the pros at this.
The thing is, this company is Numark. You've heard of Numark, right? You've heard of Serato?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've heard of Pioneer?
Yeah.
These are DJ companies.
Yes.
They like...
Yeah.
Pioneer? What's the company that has a new name?
Oh,
is it Pioneer?
Yeah, it's Pioneer. They went to Alpha Theta, which is fucking...
Yeah.
Don't even get me started with that. I don't know what kind of rebrand that is. Meta.
That's my Weaverbeats knowledge there.
Yeah, and they're fucking... That's a whole other issue. They're overpriced as fuck, too. But yeah, I don't know. That's the Numark rant.
So what's the deal with DJing?
I mean, it's good because...
I don't know.
Like, it's getting a lot better with the technology because since this one has the built-in screen and speakers, like, it's actually really good. Because all the decks before, you had to plug it into a laptop and, like, have your own speaker. So now the technology is actually catching up. It only took 100 years.
But, like, are you preparing to DJ events? Are you DJing events or, like, just for yourself?
I mean, I've been posting mixes on like a secret channel, and it's kind of getting more popular.
Ooh, all right. So you're DJing for YouTube?
I like to internet DJ. I mean, I don't mind DJing for real life humans, but it's a little more nerve-wracking because I'm mixing like lo-fi house usually, or just like weird shit that I don't know if people would even want to dance to it. You know what I mean? I think it's lit though. Like, do you guys listen to any mixes, or you only listen to real life music?
No, mixes can be fine too. Of course.
That's a weird question. Why would it be exclusive categories? What's real life music?
Well, I guess not exclusive, but not a lot of people, I guess, listen to like DJ sets, like an hour-long mix of like music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never did that.
Never? You
Never.
don't listen to DJ sets?
No.
But I mean, what's the point
Is that
of
a thing people
DJs? Yeah, of course. I mean, why would the DJ sets be made?
I don't know. No
Here,
idea.
you want me to tell you on
There's
why
many-
you should listen to DJ sets?
Sure.
I mean, the main reason is
Tell me.
because you get clean transitions between the songs, so there's never like a weird fade out, unless the DJ's trash. I mean, a lot of YouTube mixes, this is a whole other freaking issue, okay? These YouTube mixes.
But I have an issue with that actually. Like the artists, they had a vision in mind when they made their song.
No, they didn't.
The
They
start
fucking are
and
just
end of
looping
that track.
garbage. They're not intentional. These
Well,
people are
maybe
not.
the artists you're listening to, but the artists I listened to, they actually put care into their music and they care about how their song starts
You're
and how their song
listening
ends.
to
And they
folk rock music. This isn't house. This
No,
isn't
man, you
getting
have-
played on the DJ
listen-
sets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why would I listen to? I'm not even listening to folk, but like, why would I listen to a DJ? I mean, there's cool things about DJing, like
I think
If
you're
you listen
both
to-
wrong. First of all, every genre can be
No.
part of a DJ set. It's not just a techno
Yes,
or EDM
yes.
thing. And secondly, it doesn't matter how the song starts or ends, because when it's being taken into a new context, that can be cool.
yes. I'm just saying. I don't want to say there's nothing cool about the things you can do as a DJ. There can actually be very cool things, of course, but it's just specifically the part of the transition, and that's not interesting to me. That's what I want to say.
Well, the thing is, transitions
Because the
get
start
deep,
and
okay?
the-
It's not even just the start and
Yep.
end of a track. You can loop a little verse. Like, let's say you're listening to a song, it's like, don't
Yeah.
get me
You're right, you're
tongue-tied.
right.
Like, you can loop a little vocal and, like, flip that into a new transition or, like, pitch it up, pitch it
Yep.
down. Like, there's literally infinite ways to mix these songs, do mashups. Like, you're basically getting a
I
new
changed my
song.
mind. Yeah, that's true. But I just want to say the interesting part about that is not specifically that it transitions from one to the next song. Interesting part about that is what you make out of the transition.
That's a good point.
It's
Like,
not that easy,
because
though.
what you know, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying, yes, the transitions can be good, but not because. Yeah, but that's not that a new song is starting is not necessarily something that's interesting to me. To me, it could just be interesting the way that the DJ decides to. Was heißt gestalten auf Englisch?
I don't know. Put ornaments on the music.
Yes.
How do we have a
But
translation
also-
barrier already? What the fuck?
If I want to listen to music that goes seamlessly from one to the next song, I'm just going to listen to an album.
But even those aren't even real transitions because they're not playing one track on top of the other. They're playing, it's like a different thing leading into the next.
That's not
Yeah, but
always true.
it's-
Albums from the era where albums were the main way of listening to music were often made in a way that the tracks are transitional to each other, because, you know, when you expect people to listen to the album, you obviously can use them as a feature.
Nobody's
Yeah.
listening to those old ass 70s songs. No one likes that music.
Bro, 70s is actually an amazing era of music. You should check it out sometime.
I have. They used to play it in my stupid grocery store I worked at on repeat. I hate all those songs now.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should listen to the 30 most popular songs that are going to be played at your store that you worked at. I'm saying you should like listen to you should listen to an album of the 70s.
Yeah, and you should listen to Yellow Magic Orchestra.
I don't know that. That sounds interesting.
That is the best band ever. It's like Kraftwerk, but from Japan instead of Germany.
Oh, I also like a band from Japan called Happy End.
Happy
I don't know them.
They make psychedelic rock. They sound like the Kings, but they're from Japan. I'm saying words, and I think Zayne has never heard any of these words.
Nah, now I just want to remix a song at this point. Like, I'm just pissed off. I hate all music. I hate everything.
We can talk about how's the guy called you hate, Flo? How's the guy you hate called?
Wait, I hate someone?
Yeah, you hate the guy with the muscles.
Oh, I forgot what his name
MixbusTV?
was. Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, MixbusTV. We can
Bro,
talk
I saw
about
him at
we can make fun of
NAMM.
MixbusTV.
But I didn't
You saw him at NAMM?
enough. I just don't care a lot about his content.
It's not that bad.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm of course I'm hyperbolic with the word hate, but we can still make fun of him for the thing he pulled with Timu.
Why do people care about this stuff? What
Yeah,
is
I
the
don't care.
problem? What is wrong with Timu?
What is wrong with Timu? A lot of things.
Who
I mean,
cares?
it's not hard to see what's wrong with
People who
but-
care about the
Timu is
environment
Amazon.
care.
Timu is the same thing as
No.
Amazon.com, and I guarantee you play for Prime membership.
I don't even have Amazon in Switzerland.
Whatever the fuck you have out there,
No
it's
Amazon
the
in
same thing.
Switzerland.
It's probably owned by Amazon.
I think, yes, to an extent, it's the same thing, but I have to tell my children that I teach all the time. Just because somebody else does something bad doesn't mean that you can do something bad. It's fine to criticize people for doing bad shit.
What is wrong about Timu?
As I said, people who care about the environment might have an issue with Timu. Exactly, people who care about workers' rights or human rights might have an issue with Timu. People who care about overconsumption might have an issue with Timu.
This is some Switzerland BS. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, bro. Caring about the environment and workers' rights is an international thing.
The problem is they're selling this. Everything made and sold on Timu is getting sold for 20 times more on every marketplace that you shop on, and that's just the truth.
Yes.
So why would
The
you?
thing
Why would you
the thing-
overpay and get scammed and get some person on the internet richer for drop shipping when you can just buy straight from the source of these people making it by hand, getting exploited?
No, yeah, you're definitely right. That's the issue with dropshipping, right? But the question is, the thing is just like, maybe you should buy a mic from an established company rather than somebody who stole their design and is exploiting workers even more than they already were.
That's true.
That was the issue with the video.
No, the issue of the video, I didn't actually know. The thing why we should shame MixbusTV is because he made a Timu-sponsored video and then he got comments saying, oh, he's going to be cancelled as well, like YC, because YC Studio made a Timu-sponsored video, and then he had to delete it because the fans didn't like it, and he made an apology video, and then MixbusTV also made a Timu video like a day later, and people commented saying, you're going to have to make an apology video like YC Studios, and he commented on that, no way, I don't care about controversies like that, and an hour later or even 10 minutes later, he already deleted the video. People didn't even see the video, he deleted it so fast.
I'm gonna defend MixbusTV here. You know, first off,
How?
because maybe he just didn't know. I mean, fuck. Sometimes you post videos and you're like,
No,
shit, this
the
wasn't
point
it.
why we make fun of him is just because he was so certain that he is not going to care about the controversy, and then 5 minutes later he's going to delete the video. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
hilarious.
definitely funny. You should have read the wording that he used. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm much too cool for apologizing."
Let me read the wording. Let me read. Are you even recording this?
I am recording. We're live.
All right, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that was really not the smartest move he ever made. But I don't want to say that I don't, or that I'm always better than that. I can also make some.
Yeah.
You know what's the word for peinliches Zeug?
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing stuff. Yeah, I can also be
Peinliches
embarrassing
Zeug.
sometimes.
Let me read. We have a screenshot that Pelennor DSP screenshotted underneath MixbusTV's video called "Cheapest Microphone on Timu," and then there was a comment
$1.
by Main Sale Sound 983 and the comment was, "Oh my God, more Timu! White Sea got such a hard time for this video. Are you going to retract and apologize after? LOL. And Mixbus replied, if I did care, I'd almost be curious as to why, but yeah, no, I don't. I test stuff. I teach mixing. I don't care about any BS drama anyone could My god, I can't read. Anyone could possibly bring for whatever. Most likely nonsensical reason. 0. And then he deleted the video 10 minutes later.
He never said anything about it again?
No, he's just brushing it. Brushing it under the rug? Keeping it under the rug.
I mean, I guess we'll never know the real truth behind that move.
Not even Weaverbeats caught this. There was no Weaver WNN special about this.
Should I rant about Weaver now that we're talking about creators we hate?
You're getting the scoop right here on this obscure podcast's first episode that many people will not see 20 minutes into the podcast, and the title has nothing to do with it, so it's very easy to find.
Okay, wait, I have another serious fucking question, because, I mean, since I went to NAMM, you know, I know all the fucking YouTubers, bro. I met Weaverbeats. Did you guys ever see my Weaverbeats video? That thing got 0 views.
You made a Weaverbeats video?
I made a video with Weaverbeats and something in real life. No one saw
that. Just your NAMM vlog?
Yeah, it was the 2022 NAMM vlog, or 2023, last year.
I think I watched your NAMM stuff somewhat, I think.
It was like it wasn't with the interviews of the plugin developers though, it was like a separate video with them. Long story short though, Weaver back then was not the Weaver he is now, bro. I don't even know. Let me look at this man's channel right now. I don't watch all his videos, but like, it is kinda more dramatizing than usual, I feel like, or am I just wrong at this point?
I have no idea.
You guys were never Weaverbeats fans?
I enjoy his videos still. There were times when I enjoyed them more. I think Weaver got a lot better at making videos. Like if you compare his performance, his delivery, now to like his early Plugin Police videos, those were kind of sometimes a bit difficult to watch.
Yeah, I guess they're more entertaining, I guess, but I don't know, I used to watch every Weaverbeats video, now I rarely watch them, like, every now and then, because...
Yes, for me too, yeah.
To me, he's just
I'm not even sure why.
To me, he's just a guy who just says every 5 seconds, and then I'm like, yeah, okay, had your dirty love moment again, and something you could be slightly ignorant about. And I should use my time a little bit better. You know, when I watch his videos, that's the time where I catch myself wasting my time.
Damn. What is the waste of time though? Like, is it just not educational enough? Like, what is wrong with YouTube in general? What is wrong with all these plug-in videos? Like, a lot of people are kind of triggered about these drama content and all this bullshit.
I don't know, man. I think reviews or some aspects of music production, maybe even Weaverbeats, is just something that is interesting in a certain part of your journey to become like when you grow as a producer, when you get better. Like some videos just aren't interesting anymore after a while, but they were extremely interesting when you learned new things watching them. At least for me, like there was a time when I loved Produce Like a Pro. I loved that channel, but now I can't watch it.
You cannot?
I can't.
It's just too boring, or what?
Fall asleep. Yeah, I would fall asleep watching Produce Like a Pro. Because also he repeats the same concepts in many videos. So you might watch a new video that comes out now and he's going to talk about the same principles and ideas as in 3 other videos I watched, which makes sense because some aspects of music production just aren't that deep.
Yeah, and it's good to get rid of those repeated, knowledge that you don't want to forget.
Yeah, that's true. So, like I'm saying, if a new producer is going to produce like a pro, I think he'll appreciate the content. But after a while, you just learned what he is teaching.
Doesn't that shit get outdated though? I mean, isn't there new plugins like every day? These people are using hardware and like 1980s EQs. Like this shit isn't even applicable anymore.
Yeah, but how you EQ is still the same. The principles of EQing are still the same.
Florian, what kind of content are you watching then right now? What do you think of the overall just plugin and audio production world right now?
Honestly, I'm not really watching any audio content at the moment, as far as I know. But I'm just watching Assetto Corsa videos.
But okay, we gotta talk about the actual plugin industry. I'm sorry, fuck the car game. I don't like car. No, I'm just kidding.
No, what?
Oh, there is one channel I really love watching at the moment. Wintergatan. Amazing videos recently, like these past couple of months. So cool. The guy that makes a marble machine, and he takes forever doing it, and he's very slow at doing it. But the videos are very good.
I just looked it up. It looks legit. I mean, it's music stuff, so it seems legit. It's like music and engineering
It's
or
kind
something.
Yeah, it's more like engineering with some music sprinkled in.
I tell you, you are all cooked if you watch this whole music production stuff, because it is kind of going past the things that actually matter. It's like
you can't say that in the podcast. You can't say that. You can't.
I can't.
Our
say
viewers are going to. Our viewers are going to watch this podcast, and then they're going to think, "Oh, we shouldn't watch Flo's videos anymore. We shouldn't watch Xantus's videos anymore."
Yeah,
That's not
they
good.
shouldn't watch
You have to
no
lie
one's
here.
videos. Oh,
No, you have
sorry.
to lie, man.
Oh, right. I was meaning to say that producer content is really cool, and it's much better than car content for sure.
Yes.
What's wrong with the fucking music? I mean, like, there's a problem. There's a fucking problem with this industry right now.
What's the problem? I
You
don't see a
always say
problem.
that, but you can never really.
Yeah, you
formalize
always say
the
that.
problem.
Okay, I'll tell you the issues. Okay, first off, they're fucking boring. All right, we got that out of the way. Most of these videos are fucking boring as heck. No one wants to watch
I tell you, they're
Mixstream
just
Pro.
boring to you.
It's not.
They're just
The views are
boring
going
to you.
down globally. Look at everyone's channel. Everyone's falling the fuck. Who is growing right now? Genuinely, who is actually growing in the music production community? No one.
Alex Reed.
I mean,
yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
But also a little bit.
And I mean, most of the people in our Discord are growing.
But like, there's not.
Alex is growing.
Like, I'm talking like up and
If
up and
mastering
up,
is
like
growing.
a fucking Dogecoin at its peak, like a skyrocket up. There's no one.
I mean,
like,
what do you think is the ceiling? I think the ceiling is a bit lower than you maybe expect for our niche.
Well,
Like a mill is pretty much the ceiling, I think.
there's two niches though in this community. You have the plugin reviewers. Well, at least that we're for our friends, I guess,
Yeah.
right now. We have the plugin
Yeah.
reviewers, and then we have like music production in general, like actually making songs and making fucking
And
whatever.
both of them is fucking lame.
They're not though. I mean,
I
you
think-
literally are a YouTuber that makes plugin videos.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
It's all
honestly, I
fucking lame.
struggle to. So, I think. I don't know.
Is everyone a shill?
I think honestly the whole of YouTube has kind of an issue that videos are getting boring.
I think it's because quality content is not encouraged anymore. Or I don't know if it even was encouraged at any moment.
What is quality content though?
Quality content
I
is
think-
that it's encouraged that you take a lot of time to make to really have something to say, you know? And I always thought YouTube was pro quality content because it kind of encourages you to make very long videos. But lately I realized more and more that it's actually the reason why people tend to make long videos is because they do not make quality content Because if they would, then they would edit their videos so that they are not too long. And
I
they
think,
yeah.
all videos on YouTube now are video essays.
It would be cool if
Or
videos were at least
like
essays.
game shows. Video essays or game shows. And if you look at Kyle Beats, very interesting channel because he's kind of big and he sometimes makes videos I think are very good, very entertaining. But he started writing himself out of his videos. He's not even in his videos anymore. He's just at the point where he's making videos about other people, like Mr. Beast. And I think that's so dumb because people subscribe to the channel because it's Kyle Beats. I don't know. I think he's kind of cool. Maybe I'm alone here.
But I can
think
understand
Kyle
that.
Beats is kind of cool.
Because the moment when I started writing scripts for my videos, I also showed myself less because I cannot read a text from, my screen while also looking cool. While when I'm talking freely, I can look at the camera and it will have some kind of meaning.
I tell you, the last time I was really into a YouTube show was when Ryan Trahan made daily uploads. Or
Who's that?
how's that guy called? Ryan Trahan. You guys don't know who Ryan Trahan is?
No, I
What
saw
is he
him.
known for?
He did a penny. He like walked around Earth with a penny.
Yeah.
What
He
do I
walked
care about the
across
penny?
America just earning money from a penny, and he made daily videos, and it was so good.
But this isn't music
think
related.
YouTube-
Like we need to get viral
No, I
in
think
the
this
music
is related to
sphere.
music.
Why
Let
do
me
we
relate
need
it to
that?
music. The thing is, only good videos on YouTube are vlogs, but nobody's making good vlogs. Everybody's just
Vlogs.
making podcasts and game shows. That's it.
I mean,
Everybody's making
I
podcasts and
pivoted,
game
bro.
shows.
I pivoted to vlogs. Like, I mean, it's not doing good.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
your
saying
vlogs-
they're good. But
You- Yeah, there's two issues. One of them is people don't like the good videos. And the second one is the vlogs aren't actually good enough.
Do you like the good
Like-
videos even yourself?
Not always.
So are they good?
what good videos?
Yes.
Are you talking about other people's or your own?
No, I mean like, if you make, the thing is, if you make a cool vlog, it actually has to be really cool. Because if it's not really cool, I think it's like, vlogs are difficult in that they either are very cool or very bad. And the space in between is very slippery, can easily be very boring. And that's difficult. If you make like a video essay, it's so much easier to make like a safe video that is good enough, enjoyable enough to be watched.
But that's just like mindless content. Like, who actually listens to these documentaries? Like, you just play that when you're fucking doing nothing. Like, it's just brainless content. Like, most content is.
There are some great video essays, even in our music production niche.
About what?
But there are also many. Yeah,
What are they talking about, though?
I think I have an example. Lately, I watched a video while cooking, and that's always a good moment to watch these longer types of videos when they are actually made good. And that video
Yeah.
was about sound designing of animal sounds, and the dude took really a lot of care to, just realistically emulate different animals. And I thought it was going to be a typical for different film model type of plugins. But it wasn't very plugin related. The dude used almost only Ableton stock devices, and he did not always use the most fancy ones, but sometimes even just single sine wave oscillators, for example, to emulate birds. Bird calls only need a sine wave and an interesting shape for the modulation of the frequency. And that's why he did that. And that's what I liked about this content. It was so refreshing because he really went back to basics super hard and super precisely at the same time. And you don't have this precision in most videos. Most videos are too spontaneously made for that. Also my own ones. That's what kind of makes things a little bit boring.
But that's the
oftentimes.
problem with these fucking. This is the YouTube market in general, because you're a YouTuber, right? You want to make videos every fucking day, or as often as you can, at least if you're a real YouTuber.
I
So
don't know,
then
man. I
you
want to
just pump
publish
out-
videos every day.
But like, you can't
I
make
wanna
these
put-
in-depth, insanely deep videos unless you're putting a ton of time into it. And that's the separation of like a lot of channels, I think, on YouTube. Like, people who are posting consistently, but it's not that deep, versus like these channels that take a ton of time editing, a ton of time fucking whatever. But that's boring to do for me, at least, as a YouTuber. Like, I don't like editing for 20 hours straight and putting all this effort into a script. Like, that literally ruins the fun for me. So, it's
Yeah,
tough.
I think there's different. I honestly think there's different ways to do it, and they all work kind of. Like, some channels get by making a video every 6 months, and they just put a lot of effort into it. Some channels make a video every other day, and they have less time to dedicate to it. I think both can work.
Where are y'all leaning into right now? Like, once a week, once every couple days, no schedule?
I try
I have
every
no
2
concept.
weeks, but sometimes I still make every week because I feel a little bit weird about not making something for a week.
Yeah, that's a
I
long
started a new job, and I haven't found a rhythm since then.
Is it because of the job, or is it just because you genuinely don't even know what kind of content to make anymore?
It's mostly because of the job. Like, takes time. Before, I had pretty much 100% of my time I was able to dedicate, or like a lot more time I was able to dedicate to making videos. And now I have to be more focused. I can't be as selective about when I want to record. Like, if I say, all right, today I don't feel like recording, the next day I have to go to work, so I don't have a video.
I mean, what kind
And
of
I
videos
really
do you want to make?
I have a huge list of to-dos, honestly. A
To
huge
do because
list of
you're
to-dos.
obligated, or just because you have these ideas and you want to do it?
I don't have contractual obligation of any of them, but I have like social contract obligation of some of them, and I want to do them. These are my plans. Like, many reviews I still have to do that I want to make, but some of them are just a bit of like time-intensive stuff.
And they're paying for you, some of them?
And there is only one I'm getting paid for. I still have to make.
And it's going on your channel or theirs?
No, the ones I'm paid for, they're at the moment they're all commissions. I make videos for Melda, for example.
Has Florian, you getting paid for content right now, or how is the content? You guys have 1K, so I don't even have the sponsorship on YouTube yet. The fucking
Bro,
verification.
we have 2K.
2K. Oh yeah, you have 2K now. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
we're the 2K gang.
All right.
So
all right.
I'm not progressing on my YouTube channel with sponsorships and money and stuff like that. That's for sure. But sometimes I get plugins for free, which is nice. I like that.
I have a great joke. We could say, whenever we talk about our income, we could say, yeah, I don't earn a lot from YouTube, but at least it's more than Whitesea.
Okay. Well. Okay. So since you said you get free stuff from companies, you guys want to just talk about some free plugins we got sent lately?
Okay, whatever. No, wait. I cannot talk about the things that are not
Yeah,
released.
isn't that kind of, I don't know, that feels
gives a
kind of
fuck?
shady.
No, that would be cool.
I can talk about the stuff I got sent that already got released. I think that's fine.
What hasn't got
Like,
released?
I made a
if it's,
video-
most stuff when they send it to the creators, most of it's
No, I mean,
already
like,
at least leaked already.
I'm happy to talk about the plugins I received that I already released a video on.
I want to talk about new shit. Like, what are the new plugins coming out? Is there anything? Is the market just dead?
Yeah, something new is going to happen, but you have no idea yet what
Yeah,
is
it's a secret. It's a huge secret.
the secret plugin that I was
Yeah.
told I should check out soon, and it's probably really cool and will add a lot of color to everything and will revolutionize everything.
And I definitely have already tested it out and used it a bunch, and I know that it's amazing.
And
I
I will
definitely have already tested it.
totally not only do that tomorrow.
Okay, well, how often are you getting sent? How often are you getting sent new plugins then? Like, are companies contacting y'all every day, or like, how often are you getting new requests?
No. We didn't even get the email that you got today.
Recurring.
That's true. That's true.
I blame
Oh, you
y'all
can't
for
say
that.
that. You have to
can't.
edit that out now.
No, I can't. I don't give a fuck.
But
I don't give a fuck.
I got an email for, the email that told me that I can test Synthesizer V and Review and VocalFlex.
Oh, VocalFlex,
Both.
I'm jealous of that one.
Yeah, but I only want to have VocalFlex, not Synthesizer V. I mean, I wanna try Synthesizer V some other time.
Is that Arteria?
What was the name of the
Dream
company
Tonics?
again? Yeah, Dream Tonics. I always think they are called
hell is
Synthesizer V
this?
for some
Oh, is the vocal synthesizer?
because it's like with Antares and Autotune. Yeah, it is the vocal synthesizer that tries to be the most natural sounding one in the world by using AI to construct the vocals.
It just looks too complicated.
And
I'm
it works
scrolling their
very well.
website.
It has-
It looks way too complicated already.
It is very complicated, but it has so much potential. The vibrato is just unmatched compared to Vocaloid and stuff. But Vocaloid has more of a tight sound, which I personally just like the most so far.
Wait, how are you getting the
And-
vibrato? Or you have to hand animate it, or is there like a knob, or what is that?
No, you are just typing in the lyrics and make sure that the melody is the correct one, and then it will figure out what would be the best vibrato for that melody.
Can you put your
And then
own
you can
vocal
edit
in it, or
that.
just type?
Yeah, you can import your own vocals and it will re-input that as the voice that is currently selected. And that's exactly why they want me to check out both plugins at the same time, because you can combine VocalFlex with Synthesizer V, and that's kind of one of the features of this combination, That's why they want me to do that. But they already have a few people making videos about that thing. So I don't feel like I should repeat YouTube
I mean, nobody
for...
knows those people, though. I mean, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, they have sent me a bunch of links of other plugin reviewers who have actually reviewed both plugins at the same time, just like they wanted to. And it looks very generic and not very interesting. And also these videos are really long. I wouldn't watch them. So that's why I will probably ask them to just get VocalFlex and do one very specific thing with it. Because I feel like that's more interesting and will have more of people's attention until the end of the video.
I mean, I think if I was gonna make a video on it now, I would just make a song with it or something. I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like there's
I
a
would just
lot of
record
potential with
vocals.
that.
I just want to record some vocals and then I want to transform my voice to the other gender with some voice that is there, or even with a voice that I make myself, because VocalFlex has this feature where you can make your own voice by just importing a bunch of samples. Like, I could just make my own vocal synth from some voice that sounds very exciting.
You want to know my experience with AI vocals so far?
A little bit. I once tested some website where you can do that, and they also gave me an NFR for the thing that would usually be a subscription service, and that was problematic
Was
because
it
I can't.
kids.ai?
I don't know at the moment.
Because
what
I
it
used
was.
kids.ai because I got 100 million ads for it, and I was like, you know what? I wanna put a different filter on my voice, but I tried like a couple of their examples, and it wasn't my favorite thing ever. There wasn't even that many variants either, at least on when I got to use it, but I think AI filters, or is this even AI, Florian? You're the fucking real developer here. Are they using AI or is it bullshit? Like, what are these algorithms? What are these? How are they getting these filters on your voice? What is the truth behind this?
What filters? I don't know which service you're talking about.
Well,
right
just
now.
any of these AI vocals where they're changing you from man to fucking whatever the hell you want to be, a dog. Like, what are they filtering your voice through? Is it a algorithm? Is it a effect? What is it?
I mean, there are formant filters, traditional formant filters, and they are definitely algorithmic. But there is also a bunch of new AI stuff where they are actually using neural network with a lot of training data of men versus women doing the same thing.
But how are they doing this stuff? Like, do you know the behind the scenes of any of this? Like, are they just coding, or is it? What is this?
I mean, it's always kind of the same thing with AI. You have a data set and it describes what the difference between two things is. Like someone saying a sentence as a male, and then someone else, a female, saying the same sentence, and then the AI is like, oh, that's what the difference between male and female is. So that's how I will process other stuff now to do this difference, you know? It's pretty easy.
It just doesn't, I mean, from my perspective of developing, it seems a little out there, I guess.
Yeah, it's just some sort of statistics tool, basically. It says if it's very likely that a male sound like this, then it is very likely that the woman version of that would sound like that. And that's it. And then it does the thing.
Could you make something like this, or is that like too advanced, you think?
Oh, I would have to learn all of the libraries and stuff that can be learned for making your own AI stuff. But I am not very into that. Sometimes I have good AI related ideas, but it would be no fun to pursue them, because first of all you need very much power, you know, servers with lots of graphics card to process your huge data sets, and you don't even have those data sets yet. So what do you even have? What can you work with? Nothing really, even if you know what you have to do.
I mean, they're selling data sets.
I want to make EUROBEATS because I'm driving down a mountain pass right now. But making EUROBEATS is still one of the hardest things I've ever attempted to do. I always thought you just have to come up with a nice superstore pattern, but it's actually much more about the attitude. You have to know what kind of intervals to use at all times, that it just resembles the fact that you just aim flying out of a corner and realize that the line was shit for the next corner. And now you have
This is funny. This sounds exactly like a Florian video intro. It's like something you would have recorded for one of my videos, honestly.
You know what I just realized? Only fucking Europeans listen to Eurobeat. Americans listen to funk music. Ain't nobody care about Eurobeats, bro. Funk music is way better.
No, that's not true. It's just
what
that
music?
the kids listen to funk. It is just the kiddie type of tuna and drift music.
Gym rats listen to funk.
Look, dude, they make funk and then they play some videos of a Lamborghini drifting around the corner.
Why is everything called funk?
I mean funk.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds too similar. And then my girlfriend says funk and she means Brazilian funk. Everything's called funk. Call your genre something new, please.
Okay, anyway, so they are playing funk, funk, and then they are using videos of a Lamborghini drifting around the corner, even though no one is drifting Lamborghinis, practically. So that is not the real drifting community. So even in America, if you are real, you are listening to Eurobeat.
No.
Yeah, also I wouldn't expect like teenagers in Europe to listen to Eurobeat.
Yeah, it's definitely not
Teenagers
just
will
a
listen to
teenagers thing.
Who listens to Eurobeat? You're the only person. It doesn't even have that much views on YouTube.
It is a huge
I gotta
community.
say, Zayne, your horizon regarding to genre is kind of limited.
Yeah, because you're in Germany.
What do you mean? I'm not even in Germany. I'm just saying, whenever we talk about any genre, you say like, oh, I never heard of this genre. I never heard this genre. This is probably folk. This is probably jazz. Not every genre you don't know is folk or jazz, bro.
Yeah, and even the thing where you suggested to listen to Botanica, at first it seemed like a very great idea, but then very quickly it turned out to be the most generic genre of all time. So like, wow, it's like it made a complete 180 for some reason, while some other genres that always seem a little bit boring at least stay the way they are.
Well, first off, you were listening to the wrong Botanica. Second off, Botanica itself was a trend that died so fucking fast. I think that was the fastest genre that went to shit ever.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's because people, like, the thing is, it got trendy. This is the issue with genres in general. They get trendy, and people think that they know how to make these videos, tutorials on these genres, when they've never even produced the fucking thing before. So everyone's just copy-pasting the same fucking method of, like, stuttering the song. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna rant again. I have another fucking rant right now.
Alright, let's go!
Every fucking genre, they don't even have groove anymore. These people don't even make danceable fucking tracks. Like, none of these tracks have any fucking rhythm. There's nothing to it. Especially in Botanica.
I mean, in Botanica it makes sense because the songs are like, and then there's
Is Botanica even to dance to, honestly? I don't know Botanica, but I don't think it's to dance to.
But it's like, why are you making music if there's no fucking groove? Like, even when I collab with other producers sometimes, like, there's no fucking, rhythm in it.
This guy has no horizon at all. This guy knows, like, 2 genres.
Like, dude, listen to 1,000 house tracks and tell me there's originality and groove in everyone. Like, it's just not there. It's not.
But it doesn't always need to be groove to think that music.
House is a very specific genre. You can't.
Because you don't listen to the top DJs. This is the problem. Like, if you listen to the top DJs, you know every song is fucking lit. But when you listen to, like, average mass-produced music, there's just nothing there. There's no substance. There's no deep meanings.
We're talking about usually the top people are the one everybody's listening to. Otherwise, they wouldn't be the top people doing it, right?
I guess, but it's still not enough. Like, I mean, even the top DJs right now. Like, let me look up John Summit, because when I think of top,
I'm telling you,
I'm thinking top DJs. Okay, John Summit has 187K, and he's literally the #1 DJ on the planet right now. So the fact that he has 187K and these TikTok songs or whatever the hell you guys listen to, these 70s songs have like hundreds of millions of views and are actually.
Are they good?
They're not. They're not good. They're not good.
But I'm telling you one thing. The thing is, if you're talking about house music, house is a specific genre, and if you're going to revolutionize house, it's not going to be house anymore.
It's still 130 BPM though.
If you make genre music,
these genres are BPM based. That's all that matters. Especially, like, if you were a DJ, you would know. This is why DJing transforms you as a fucking producer, because you think differently about everything.
2 things. The first thing, house is not strictly based on BPM. There's more to it. You can make a song in the BPM of a house.
I just realized something. You talked about groove earlier, but you said that you don't like Eurobeat. That makes no sense, because that's just so groovy.
I mean,
but the thing,
I don't listen to that shit.
As I said, first of all, you can make something in the same BPM as house, and it's not going to be house. You can make death metal in the same BPM as house. BPM is not a really big part of genre specifications. I know in EDM it's kind of important for some reason, but it's not the only thing relevant. And also, as I said, like, if you make something that's crazy out of the box, it's not going to be house anymore.
Okay, but you want to know why it's relevant, though? You want to know why BPM is relevant? Because when you're fucking DJing, and I know you say you don't fucking care about mixing or whatever the fuck, but the festivals are where these artists are making money, okay? Avicii made a fucking $1 billion by mixing, okay? He didn't make it off of his fucking ad revenue or his label paying him money. He made that shit off of his mixes to rich people and at these festivals, okay? That's how these artists are making big bank and getting the fucking clout and all the fame. It's because they're playing in front of crowds with millions of people. So, they're fucking... they're making these tracks to transition into one to another, and if it's off BPM, like, it's just gonna sound shit in the mix, and if it's not groovy enough, no one's gonna fucking dance to it. So that's the difference.
So first of all, usually DJs have to adjust the BPM of different tracks to each other anyways. So they speed one up, they slow one down, and then you have to transition, and then they fade
But if a
back
song's
to the original
100
tempo.
BPM, if a song's 100 BPM and you're trying to mix it into 130 BPM, it's just gonna sound like shit. That's just the truth.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
sounds like shit.
I see that. It can sound like shit. It can also not sound like shit. But I see the point. It makes sense that there are similar BPMs. Also, for dancing, you probably don't want a huge range of BPM. It makes sense. I'm just saying, you're constantly talking about revolutionizing the thing, and every house track sounding the same. Of course, they sound similar. They're the same genre. Listen to a different genre if you want something new.
Nah, but the thing is, it's the sound design. It's not the actual genre or the BPM that's holding people back. It's the fucking sound design. These people are choosing the most basic sounds. They're
Sounds don't matter, man. Arrangement, composition,
everything. I mean, but that goes with it. Like you can't have groove without it. Like if you have a shitty bass, I mean, could you make a good song with just simple sounds? Like no one wants to listen to chiptune. No one likes chiptune music. No one wants to listen to your basic synth sound.
Nah, bro, simple sounds don't have to be chiptune. Simple sounds can be everything.
Hey, and even if they are chiptune, like what is wrong with a nice raw saw wave? That is just such an attitude song. No, it's just a song with. You see it the wrong way around. It is the sound with the most attitude. Most of the time, it has too much attitude for you. You cannot handle it.
Nice. I agree.
No,
also,
it makes me want to puke.
The groove, like, I don't know, man. First of all, maybe we should talk about the kick or like the drums or the percussion if you want to talk about groove. Of course, the bass is also important. But I would say the sound of the bass does not really contribute to the groove of the song. The rhythm of the bass contributes to the groove, not the sound.
I mean, the thing is since I'm a fucking house expert, okay, I actually know the differences because there's a lot of different basses you can use with house. You can use like the deep fucking bom bom womp bom, or you can use like a sub bass, so it's like like there's a ton of different ways you can get the rhythm out of it, but like most songs are just boring as fuck. Like I don't know how to explain the problem or like what the issue is.
I have to tell you a secret though, man. Kind of one of the characteristics of house music is that it's kind of boring.
No.
Not in a negative way, like, but the thing is like you want to make long tracks with small changes. Mm-hmm. How is that ever going to be extremely complex or challenging or interesting?
It's in the breakdowns. It's in the build-ups.
Look, that's just like flying with a space shuttle to a different star system. It will take a lot of light years, but if you're traveling fast enough, you can see how the stars are slowly moving towards you. and with far enough, I mean way faster than the speed of light. And a house track is just like that. You have to kind of transcend into a mindset where the time just works differently, and then suddenly the changes come just fine and not too slow.
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily say that they're too slow. I understand, like, you have to be in the vibe. I'm just saying, if Zayne is constantly saying, "Oh, this house track is too boring," I can kind of see he might just think house is boring.
But there's like that's like the thing is with house music specifically, all right, I'll listen, like since I'm DJing, all right, I'll listen to literally 1,000 songs and choose 20. And that's just the truth of it. I don't know about every other DJ. That's the difference between every other DJ, because like track selection is everything when you're performing, because you can choose dog shit tracks and like it's just gonna be a bad mix, and you can just choose lit tracks and you don't even have to transition, it's gonna be fucking good. But like the rarity, like I don't know what separates a good producer from a bad one. It's just the uniqueness. Like there's no one being unique. Like what genre are you listening to, Xantux? Because you said you don't listen to fucking whatever. Like, what are you most educated on in genre terms?
I don't know, man. I like pop. But I don't know. It's difficult. I can tell you some bands I like. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of Carly Rae Jepsen, Charlie XCX,
Oh, that's
Also,
actually
one of my
something that I
favorite-
know myself. Nice.
Yeah. Also, I've been. I really like the band Parcels. I always go back to 70s, like Pink Floyd or the Kinks.
That's
Well,
nice as
let's
well.
just choose a genre then. What's
Daft
your best
Punk.
genre? What's your best
I
genre?
love Daft Punk. What's my best genre? I don't know, man. I just like pop. Like, I don't really think in genres.
If you had to make a pop mix, like what makes a good track versus a bad one? Is it the vocals that do all the lifting? Because I feel like that's what's important in pop, but I don't really know.
For me, it's very subjective. Honestly, to me, it's mostly important that it's interesting.
The catchiness is important in pop.
But how
Not
do you
just the
make the
vocals.
interesting track? That's what I'm telling you. There's a billion fucking pop songs, but what makes the good ones versus the bad ones?
The catchiness.
Yeah, the catchiness is important for it to be poppy or like.
What part is catchy? The
cool.
synth sound or the vocal? Like what
But,
is?
but the
it can-
catchiness. The
it can
catchiness
be
is different from
more-
interesting, though. It's very different.
It is
Something
it
can
is
be
a
very catchy,
combination
but very
of
boring.
things. It is always a combination of things, not just some melody, but the way it is sung, or if it's even sung, or if it's layered with a specific other sound that makes it kind of weird and memorable.
Like, there's many pop tracks coming out, or like, for example, I throw a bit of shade, like some TikTok songs. They're very catchy, but I find them boring. One thing that makes a song interesting to me, and the thing with being interesting is only really important to me subjectively. For example, if there is more than one thing going on. Many pop songs have very bland orchestration arrangement, right? Just the vocals are kind of interesting, and the rest is very bland. That's boring to
They
me.
use splice samples
I like-
now to make pop.
Yeah, I like when like there is some instruments or melodies going on around, for example, the vocalist. That's, for example, how it could be more interesting or less interesting to me.
So good instruments
Counter
with the
melodies.
vocals.
Yeah, like just some things going on. Like, if there's just the vocals going on, that's to me often a bit boring. I like to listen to the details in the music. Sometimes there's really nothing else to pay attention to besides the vocals.
So what do you guys do when you listen to music? Are you listening to music for fucking fun or for enjoyment? Like, what do you even think about when you're listening to music? Because I feel like we all have different mentalities. Like, I'm looking for fucking tracks that I can mix into one another. When you're listening to music, it sounds like you're going way deeper or just, like, analyzing it differently.
As a German, I never feel enjoyment. So when I listen to... No, just kidding. But when I listen to... It really depends on the music. For example, I currently like Alexander Markus. Do you know Alexander Markus?
Hell no.
Nah.
It would have surprised me, because the thing about him is he is a pop artist who is just putting a very strong focus on his vocal performance. So you can kind of nerd out on every single syllable that he has spoken in your mind. And that's pretty nice. And also he has some ridiculous lyrics and pronunciations, which is very fun to listen to. And the way he produces his beats is also fun, because he always paints in broad strokes. He leaves out details, but kinda makes his beat work in a way that you can imagine what the things in between would have been if he had actually produced them. Which is cool. It creates an interesting emptiness that isn't really empty. Yeah, that's nice. I really like that. But it's totally different than the other music that I always hear, which can vary a lot. For example, another thing that I hear is a crazy Japanese album that combines indie pop with jungle and electro pop and I don't know, a lot of other genres, and it sounds crazy anime, but at the same time way more serious. Really hard to put into words. And I'm listening to that while driving around in my car, not just in the game, by the way, CDs, or when I'm making food, or when I'm doing the dishes or something like that. I don't know, that's just everyday stuff.
But you're not thinking too deeply though when you're listening to tracks, or you're just enjoying it, like...
Yeah, Yeah,
Like you literally analyze all the grooves and all the synths and everything.
of course.
Are normal people doing that, or is that just us?
I think normal people are doing that a lot less. Like if you
Yeah,
don't
probably.
produce or don't make music. But I mean, there's a whole audiophile community that's only focused on exactly that and not really on
How big
making
is that
music.
community though? That's what I'm wondering. Like, what is the actual market of people who actually give a fuck and have good taste versus
think it's like-
just-
I say that audiophiles only care about their gear, but not even about their rooms. So sometimes they have better gear than their rooms are capable of, and they still pretend like they just got some substantial improvement.
You can hear the
Eh.
difference of their fucking room quality.
Of course.
I mean,
In
the
what,
room
the
is one of the
vocal
easiest
only?
things to hear, no? No, it's about the listening experience, not the room record that you record in.
Oh, you mean the stereo width of the fucking mix?
I mean,
No.
the whole point of audiophiles is that you try to experience the music the way it was intended by the artist or by the producer or something. And the artist or producer definitely has good gear. So the question is, what do you have to do? And then they buy the gear, but they don't realize the room is part of the gear. That's the problem. And if they don't acknowledge that the room is also part of the gear, then they can just
What the fuck do you mean by room? What is room?
a room.
The room they listen to the music in.
Headphones?
I mean, just a room. I mean, of course, you can just use headphones as well. But if you care about the room, you can, for example, make sure that the frequency response of the room is rather flat. You know, no standing frequencies that are resonating very hard. That would be very nice.
I think most people listen to music just in their fucking car or in headphones, Apple AirPods at that point. That's like 90%.
Yeah, but we were talking about audiophiles.
I mean, fuck, I'm not an audio. I produce music with fucking Apple headphones, so I don't even know. I don't even care about Apple quality or whatever headphone quality anymore.
I stopped caring a lot about things like monocompatibility or even how it sounds on speakers. I mostly mix for like binaural output slash like headphones, honestly.
Where did you upload your new song? On Spotify?
Yeah, everywhere.
Besides YouTube?
Only
Yeah.
Bandcamp.
No, it's
other
not even on
service-
Bandcamp yet.
What?
Yeah, I'll just. It's like a 3-track EP, and I'll drop the full EP when it's out on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp's the best service. The other services are bad against Bandcamp.
But nobody uses it.
A lot of people use it.
What is
Yeah,
it?
but
mean-
nobody's listening. Nobody's listening to our music there.
Yeah, then you have a bad audience, I guess.
How do you even?
Yeah,
there's not
but,
even
like,
views
that's
on the
just-
fucking platform. You can't even tell if you get clout or not.
Of course, there's views. I can see if they listen.
Yeah,
What
there
are-
there are
what are
definitely
the-
statistics.
What are the Bandcamp stats? Because I think Florian has a lot of Bandcamp views, right?
I mean, they are not zero, even though I don't release a lot of stuff. And that's pretty cool. And sometimes people even pay, even though it's all voluntary. Like my wavetable, for example, my wavetable sample pack, that was sold sometimes.
2024 DAS sample pack, is that the one?
Yeah.
What are the stats on this? I'm genuinely curious. I mean, you have 2.5k on YouTube. How many downloads or whatever the fuck did it get?
Yo, I don't want to open it right now, but some people bought it, and I was very happy about that because it was supposed to be a Christmas present to the world and not something to commercialize. And, you know, people have just done that voluntarily. That was cool.
That's nice. I stopped making fucking money off of everything since I went free on the plugins. Like, I have not made any fucking money off of anything.
Did you make money before?
It was decent. I mean, it was like 1 plugin a month, maybe 4 if I got lucky. But they were pretty premium pricing, so I was making like a decent amount every time I sold one. But Now that everything's free, I'm just taking losses on everything. Like I just spent money on a new plugin development, and it's not gonna even. It's gonna be a free release also, so I'm just losing fucking money. It's not my favorite thing ever.
Why?
I love losing
Why do
money.
you make the plugins if you are not happy with your strategy?
I mean, I'm happy with there's just a lot of. Okay, this is our last topic before we end it. I guess like we'll just talk about plugins and shit. But like,
Okay.
I'm fucking working on the Halloween plugin. I just spent like $70 on the artist, which is pretty cheap, honestly. But like, why am I making plugins? Is that the question?
Yes, sorta. Because sometimes you don't even know what the plugins is when you release them. And then I am wondering, you spend a lot of time on that now.
I mean, the thing is with SynthEdit and Flowstone, it's really fucking easy to make plugins. Like, you literally can just experiment and get lucky. Like, I'll give you a little leak, okay? I can't tell you all the specifics on how it works, but long story short, I was just experimenting and I made a filter that you can like put on anything and it makes your sound like, I guess PHONK. Like the plugin is literally called PHONK filter. Like that's the leak of it before it's released. I made PHONK synth. This is like a leak plugin. I put it out on my website already. But like this PHONK synth, like it just sound like, I think it's unison mixed with the fine tuning of the sound. Like you put one fine tuning up and one fine tuning down, and if you put it at a certain ratio, it sounds very like cowbellish, is the way to put it. But long story short, that was just pure experimenting, and it took me like an hour to make, just accidentally. And like I can cook shit up really quick. I mean, anyone can make a plugin quick. The problem is the art and the fucking like ease of use with plugin design. So I guess that's where like that's where I can see value in a plugin, like how good is it to use and how like worthwhile it is and easy it is, I guess, is what makes a plugin valuable. Like there's just endless amounts of things you can make, obviously, like with modular synths and whatever the fuck, coding.
So you just make plugins because it's easy.
I mean, it's fucking easy to make and release a plugin. The problem is just the art and the fucking whatever. Like I can literally pump out 10 plugins a week if I wanted to. They're all unique. It's just making unique art for it is the issue with it, I guess, for me personally.
Maybe you should make GUI-less plugins like Air Windows.
But that ruins the creativity for me. Like it's just boring to look at. Like
I mean, DSP is also creativity. You can stick things together in a way that didn't exist yet.
it's so easy to do DSP though. Like, do you guys think it's actually hard to make a plugin? Oh, you're streaming now.
Yeah.
In some ways it is, and in other ways it isn't. Like, for example, having a great idea is not very hard because I'm just doing that non-stop. And executing the idea can be hard because you have to figure out how.
But I've seen your methods of making plugins. It's way more difficult than Flowstone and SynthEdit.
That's not more difficult. You're just writing down in the text editor what the computer should do.
But you're not testing it live, right? Like, it's not actually you're playing it live while you're coding. You have to export a version of it and then play it.
Yeah, but it's pretty easy when you have Bitwig because Bitwig has plugin sandboxing, so you can just deactivate the instance that you have in the project.
The whole fucking plugin to you test it.
Every time I want to test a new build, I can deactivate the instance in Bitwig and then click on build in my IDE, and then it will build, and then I activate the plugin in Bitwig again. I don't have to close the door for it. I can just update while the door stays open, and then I test it again, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in Flowstone and SynthEdit, like, you just connect shit and then you can play it live. And if it's so broken, it'll crash, but like usually it's not that fucked up.
Yeah, that's a great workflow as well.
Xantux, you haven't done any plugin development before?
No.
Why not?
But you have
I
your
don't think I have.
You're a
idea.
plugin developer. Like, do you have ideas for plugins, or are you just like, when you review plugins, what are your thoughts on everything? Like, are you just accepting that these companies are making trash, or do you actually want to make
What-
something better?
What do you mean? I'm not a plugin developer.
I mean,
For
anyone could be a plugin developer. It's not that fucking hard. I mean, you reviewed 100
Yeah, but-
plus of them. You know how they work.
For me, this is not. I don't know. I'm a musician. I'm a musician.
But do you
want
know about
tools. I don't
modular
want to make the
synthesis or
tools.
no? You haven't used any modular synthesis?
Yeah, kind of. But kind of. But I don't even really enjoy sound design.
What are you doing then?
Music.
He's composing.
You're playing
stuff.
live
Yeah.
instruments or what?
Yeah. Of course.
Why
Like
not?
pretty much everything. Everything I play with a MIDI controller. Pretty much everything.
Why would he not do that? That's fine.
Well, okay. I guess this is my last question before we ran. Like, what what synths do you like then? Like, what makes a good synth in your opinion for your own personal music creation?
Just if it's fun to play.
That's it?
Yeah.
You're just playing with a
Honestly-
keyboard.
Yeah.
So what makes it fun though? Is it like the sound coming out of it, or is it the knobs?
No, it's like the way it reacts to velocity is important. Also, the sound is important.
So
Some
you think-
sounds
You
are
actually think MIDI compatibility is important, like if it reacts to the velocity.
extremely important. Like I just made my video about how I don't think Atoms is that bad, because if you have MPE, it's actually pretty cool
That makes sense.
because of the reason it reacts to the keyboard. Like if you have Atoms and you can't use it with polyphonic aftertouch, it's pretty boring.
But how many people do you actually think use that aftertouch or velocity feature, like genuinely?
Do you mean velocity or aftertouch?
I guess just interactive MIDI controls. Like how many people are actually using that in their workflow?
All the musicians.
Really?
I think there's more musicians than producers. Like quite a lot. I think there's quite many people who like jamming or just play in bands or just even enjoy like playing with a synthesizer, and few of them like makes finished songs or release music.
So they're just playing for fun, but they're not actually making videos or fucking.
Yeah, I
posting
think
anything?
that's most. I think honestly, most people who will buy a software synth, like if Jerry Ollie releases a new synth, I think most people who buy it won't ever release a song with it.
That's fucked. What's the point then? What are these people doing? This is what I don't fucking understand about anything.
They make music.
What are these people doing
they
with their
make
fucking
music for fun.
lives?
Making music is fun.
Yeah, but like, what's the fun if you're not sharing it or like having anything to do with it? Like they're just sitting alone, fucking making keyboard pressing, and they're just not even posting it. Like,
It's fun. Have you tried?
Who's not even posting and what?
Like those some people aren't sharing what they make.
What
That's
people?
true.
like the people who buy
Some-
plugins aren't actually making music with it. That's the controversy.
No, they're making music. They're not making records with it. They're playing music. They're making music. They're just not.
So it's just a
capturing
game.
music or
it's not even a
releasing
fucking
music.
art form at that point. They're just fucking having fun.
Of course, it's an art form. Making music is a live thing. Making music is a process.
It
Making
can make
music.
sense to sometimes view music as a product, because oftentimes it results in having a WAV file that can be played back. But oftentimes
Yeah.
it is also just a process where you are just making music in the moment, and the moment you stop making music, it is gone.
I think the concept of the phrase making music, meaning let's work on a track, let's record, let's capture something in a DAW. That's only something that meaning only exists with producers who already do that. Normal people say, let's make some music, let's sing a song, let's play the guitar. That's what making music is.
Well, what's the
Whole-
future
the
then?
whole-
Just having like your plugins in your synth? Is that the future? Because let me
don't
tie it
know.
all back to the beginning of the fucking podcast or whatever. Because like
Oh,
I have
okay.
my DJ deck, okay, It has a
Yeah.
screen on
Yeah.
it. It has a fucking screen on it. It loads whatever effects they input on it. But my dream is that I can put my own plugins in the software and use the plugins live while I'm like mixing. But,
Okay,
like,
so why, what you as a
You know that
developer,
that's-
why don't you just learn what you have to learn to make this software that you want to use?
because boring and time intensive and costs money and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, if you
Also
want something to happen,
interesting-
you better make it.
No.
Also interesting is that like DJing is pretty much the same. The way most people DJ is pretty much the same as like people jam with instruments. I think most people who own a DJ deck don't have regular DJ sets that they play, like they don't play shows. They might play at a friend's party or like at their own friend group's party, but it's more like they're just jamming.
Yeah,
This kind of exactly the same thing as like when I sit down and just noodle around
yeah,
on a keyboard.
I think so too.
So you think the point is just having fun?
Of course.
Yeah, now you're getting it.
Or to express yourself.
But like, what are these plugin companies doing then? Are they even thinking about fun in any of their like? Are any of these companies thinking about anything?
I
Yeah,
do
why-
think, I do think a big part is though that people buy plugins because they think they will use them to release music, but they actually will never release music. I think that's a big part of the interesting at the moment.
So they're buying
a bit
shit
sad.
but not actually releasing. That's the issue.
Like
At Weaverbeats.
I think people. No, I mean like. AP
like this
Mastering
fucker
is
doesn't
kind
even
of
make
talking
music.
that-
They don't even make music, and they're fucking making plugin reviews. They're making all these things. These companies don't even make the fucking music with their own synth. That's the issue.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
how are you supposed to make music if you spend all day programming the plugins?
And also, like many of these people reviewing plugins are actually mixing engineers. They're not artists.
Exactly.
Look, I, for example, currently make almost no music because I'm spending most of my time programming the plugin, but I still know how I want to use the plugin, and that's okay. And also, there are some beta testers who tell me how they want to use the plugin, and I can trust them as well. And that way I can approximate what it would
And I
feel
just want
like.
to say in this podcast for everybody to hear, I also used the plugin and I also gave a lot of feedback.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you can approximate what it would be to be a proper musician at some point while spending more time actually developing stuff. And then when you have another time in your life where you have more time to make music, you can actually find out what it feels like. And it will be a little bit different, but hopefully close enough.
All right. Well, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think this is probably too long. The podcast is too long.
I still think you should edit that very hard.
I will see. What
I think you
happens.
should not edit it very hard. I think you should edit it lightly. A podcast is not heavily edited. The point of a podcast is to have it on in the background.
Okay, so then
Or like-
edit it lightly and I will take the best parts of it and then use that for a strong edit. It
That would be, yeah.
director's cut
Clip,
thing.
like if I don't really mind, you can do what you want, Zayne, but I think it would be fun if it was actually like a half-hour podcast that people can just put on.
All
Maybe.
right. I'll see what happens. Any last shout outs or whatever you want to say to the world?
Subscribe to the art entity.
Subscribe to
Yeah,
the
I
Audio
wanna-
Avengers podcast, baby. We're on the come up. This
I
is
want to
it.
give a shout out to all my friends and my mother and also my drug dealer.
We love
I
drugs.
want to give a shout out to Florian's truck dealer as well. Shout out to that guy.
Subscribe to Xantux Sound Factory. Subscribe to Beats Based on YouTube. We'll fucking catch you in the next one.
Yeah, definitely subscribe to Beats Bastelin. That sounds great.
Bastelin.
Peace
Bastelin.
the fuck out.
Bastelin. That is totally how it is pronounced, yes.
Yeah, that's totally how it's pronounced.
Alright, peace out, everyone.
So yeah.